Hello students, I hope that all of you are doing well. We all are aware of the current situation which we have witnessed in our nation and across the globe due to COVID-19. Due to lockdown, every movement came to an halt. But to ensure that the education must go on, teachers of KCS Commerce College try their best to reach their students with the help of online learning platform. Under this process, today we are going to discuss about the portfolio management. So students, let us discuss about the portfolio management services with the help of some PowerPoint slides. First of all, we have to understand what is portfolio. Portfolio means a collection of assets. The asset may be physical or financial, like shares, bonds, debentures, preference shares, etc. However, according to SEBI regulation issued for portfolio manager in 2020, portfolio means the total holding of securities belonging to any person. Now we can discuss portfolio management. Portfolio management involves art and science of making investment decision according to objective of investment. It involved management of various financial assets to balance risk against performance. Let us discuss about the types of portfolio. Generally, three types of portfolio an investor can have: aggressive investment portfolio, balanced or moderate investment portfolio, and conservative investment portfolio. Aggressive investment portfolio are those which are made for highest possible return. The investor who expect high return and ready to tolerate high risk and can invest for a longer time generally prefer aggressive portfolio. Balanced portfolio generally preferred by those investors who have an average risk tolerance and cannot invest for a long period. There will be always a balance between risk and return. On the other hand, the conservative portfolio highly concentrate on safety. The investor who does not want to take risk and invest for a shorter period of time generally prefer this portfolio. The main objective of this type of portfolio is to protect the value of the portfolio against inflation. So, the management of portfolio is the objective of portfolio management services. There are generally four types of portfolio management services: active portfolio management services, passive portfolio management services, discretionary and non-discretionary portfolio management services. Let us discuss those types in details. Active portfolio management services. While providing those types of service, portfolio managers are actively involved in buying and selling of securities to procure maximum profits. Passive portfolio management services. In passive portfolio management services, the manager deals with a fixed portfolio which is designed according to current market scenario. In discretionary services, individual authorizes a portfolio manager to take care of his financial needs, and he has given the full rights to take decisions on behalf of the client. In non-discretionary portfolio management services, the portfolio manager only can give advice about what is good or bad to his client. In this type of service, client reserves the full right to take his own decisions. Portfolio management generally done with several objectives. Let us discuss some of them. The following are some of the objectives of portfolio management. The objectives are security and safety of the principal, stability of income, liquidity, diversification, capital growth, favorable tax status, and marketability. Let us discuss in details. The first objective of portfolio management is the safety of the principal invested. Safety means protection for investment against loss under reasonable variations. Next one is the liquidity. Under portfolio management, investors always desire to take advantage of attractive opportunities coming in the market. Portfolio management always ensures liquidity to the investment. Another objective of portfolio management is a stable income. Stable income provides reinvestment consumption of income, which facilitates accurate and systematic planning of investment. Another objective of portfolio management is the diversification. Diversification is the investment in various types of securities to reduce risks of loss of capital. Next one is the capital growth. Appreciation of capital is another important objective. This can be attained by reinvesting in growth securities. Minimization or minimizing the tax liabilities of investor is another important objective of portfolio management. Portfolio management is always done by the investor to minimize their tax liabilities from the investments. The last objective is the marketability. Investors generally bought and sold security with this objective. Marketability is essential for providing flexibility to investment portfolio. After objectives, now we will discuss the functions of portfolio management. It also can be discussed as stages of portfolio management process. The process involved 5 stages, namely formulation of policy, performance of security analysis, construction of a portfolio, formulation of portfolio strategy, and evaluation of performance of the portfolio. In first stage, after identifying the risk taking capacity of the investors, the portfolio manager will formulate a suitable investment policy. After that stage, portfolio manager identify those securities that have the potential to bring the investor good returns. This stage is known as performance of security analysis. In the third stage or function, the portfolio construction will be taken place, which involves identifying those specific assets in which money should be invested. Next stage is the formulation of portfolio strategy. In this stage, portfolio has been formulated. The investor can adopt either active or passive portfolio. They have these two options. The last stage or function is the evaluation. In evaluation, the task of measuring the performance of a portfolio can be done by the portfolio manager. It can be done by the portfolio manager himself or by an outside agency. There are several advantages that can be enjoyed by a client from portfolio management. Some of them are as follows. Make the right investment choices. Often people make the investment in a haphazard manner, but portfolio management allows an investor to take more informed decisions about the kind of investment you should make. Invest in a regular and disciplined manner. An investment technique to multiply one's earnings is to invest regularly. Portfolio management facilitates regular investment. Manage investors' liquidity. Nobody can predict when the need for funds will arise. Proper portfolio management can help investor to plan his investment in such a way that he can easily sell off some assets when he urgently needs funds. Next one is provides a financial risk management plan. Portfolio management also develops a financial risk management plan. A risk management plan is a 360-degree approach towards minimizing risk and optimizing the returns. Next one is the customized investment. In portfolio management, an investor can discuss and decide upon the classes of assets or stocks which he wants to refer, specially or avoid. With this, one can get a customized investment portfolio. Regular monitoring. Portfolio management also facilitates regular monitoring, and it also helps rebalancing the investor's portfolio. Diversification. Portfolio manager always use a diversified investment strategy to mitigate the risk. They do it by balancing the investment portfolio management with an ideal blend of equity and debt. Transparency. Portfolio management service providers always ensure a high levels of transparency to investors. They also provide investors with secure round-the-clock online access to track their investment performance. In spite of the advantages that can be enjoyed by a client under portfolio management, there are also some disadvantages. Portfolio management always involves a higher capital investment. One must have a minimum corpus of 5 lakh to start investing with portfolio management according to SEBI regulation. Portfolio management service providers also charges asset management fees in percentage of investment in addition to brokerage. The package becomes costly with all this cost. It is generally observed that portfolio management service share profits, but in the case of losses, they do not offer investor any remedy. They does not give any performance guarantee. Sometimes portfolio management service also involved the risks of over diversification. Over diversification occurs when the number of investment in a portfolio exceeds the points where the marginal loss of expected return is greater than the marginal benefit of reduced risk. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of portfolio management services. Now we are going to discuss the SEBI regulations. From time to time, since 1992, SEBI have issued guidelines to control the activities of portfolio manager. Recently, in 16 January 2020, SEBI issued a whole new guidelines for portfolio manager. Regarding registration of portfolio manager, no person shall act as a portfolio manager unless it has obtained a certificate of registration from the board under these regulations. An application by a person for the grant of certificate shall be made to the board accompanied with a non-refundable application fees. Some points have to be considered by the SEBI while granting the certificate of registration. Some of them are: the applicant must be a body corporate. The applicant has the necessary infrastructure and the manpower to effectively discharge the activities of a portfolio manager. In addition to the principal officer and compliance officer, the applicant has in its employment at least one person having an experience of at least 2 years in relation to activities in the securities market. The applicant also fulfills the net worth requirement specified in Regulation 9. The net worth shall not be less than 5 crore rupees, provided that a portfolio manager who was granted a certificate of registration prior to the commencement of SEBI Regulations 2020 shall raise their net worth to not less than 5 crores within 36 months from such commencement. Obligation and responsibilities. The portfolio manager has to abide by all the obligations and responsibilities stated in Regulation 19 and Code of Conduct stated in Regulation 21 of Schedule 3 of the SEBI regulation. The obligations and responsibilities may be discussed in some later class. So students, that's it for today. During lockdown, I request you all to stay in home and stay safe. Thank you.